Hi, welcome to the Lionel Collectors Club YouTube channel. Thanks for dropping by. I'm Ed, and today we're going to talk about Lionel trains in major motion pictures and television productions. One of our members, Gary Rushton, has some experience in that regard, and he's going to share that with us now. Let's check it out. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about your workings with Hollywood, so to speak.
Sure.
I understand you worked on this little film called The Fabelmans. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, fun project. Andy, the prop master from Amblin Studios, Universal, contacted me and said he had a kind of a obscure project for me. And he went on to tell me that we needed to put together a train set for his director, who he didn't tell me who it was at the time. And it had to be period, and he needed 6 identical sets, and they had to look brand new. And I said, okay, well, we'll see what we can do with that. And they were very specific of what they needed. So eventually I found out it was Steven Spielberg, and through different emails, we had to put together a train set that was essentially the train set that he received in 1952 during Hanukkah. The problem was it was not a Lionel set, it was individual pieces, because they gave him each day of Hanukkah. So we figured out eventually that it was a 2026 with its tender, and then there were 2 passenger cars, a Pennsylvania automobile car, and a caboose. Once we narrowed it down, we sent pictures of what those products looked like back in the 50s to Mr. Spielberg, and Andy got the approval, so we went forward. So then we put out the search nationwide to find 6 2026s that weren't too beat up, and all the accompanying cars. What we found is when we got everything, functionally we can make them work. Obviously that's easy for old Lionel stuff, but we needed to repaint, re-decal, repaint, do all the detailing. So we did that. We stripped them down with glass bead down to the core, bent metal, repainted, retooled everything, so by the time Amblin got them, they looked brand new. Of course, they had smoke units in them, but they were not the smoke units of today with fan-driven smoke and all that. And the movie really needed to have voluminous amounts of smoke. So the studio did some kind of mysterious wiring and made smoke units that produced copious amounts of smoke. The problem is they never told me how they did that, and I never got them back, because if anyone watched the movie, you know that the trains were wrecked. So they managed to wreck all 6 sets. I think Mr. Spielberg kept one that was salvageable as a memento of his own, but I never got any back. And then I got notice later that when the movie went to editing that we were coming close. They sent me the original trailers first, and I had no idea that the opening scenes were going to be all about these Lionel trains. So it was awesome when I saw it. I was surprised, and Andy was very excited to share them with me, but I had to keep it under my hat for 3 months. So finally I got the word, and we could get that information out there and start telling people to go see the movie. So hopefully all your viewers have seen it. If they haven't, go see The Fabelmans and go from there. Great experience, fun people to work with. After that I don't know if your viewers watch HBO's Perry Mason, the remake. I was contacted by the prop master there, a friend of Andy's from Amblin, and we did a pre-war tin plate set for that show. So that was the closing scene of the whole season, with the train running around and the mysterious murderer was playing with the train apparently. So just fun projects. Some of the cool stuff we had to do, obviously you can't get Lionel boxes from those periods in perfect condition, new condition, so we sent prototypes to the studio. They remade the boxes so they look brand new. So when you're seeing little Steven open his Hanukkah gifts, those are the brand new boxes. They look exactly like the old ones from the 50s, but they were all new, so that was kind of cool.
Anything you can talk about that you're working on in the future?
Well, Mike Phillips kind of let the cat out of the bag about the new Rock video, so our Rock movie coming out for Christmas. That's gonna be an awesome movie. Lionel did most of the support and everything for that. They sent in the trains, and it's themed on the stars of the show are going through all these toy or train stores. So Lionel sent a lot of product in for that. So that's coming out. Nothing I can really talk about if you know how that goes at this point, but I noticed in the question and answer yesterday, people were talking about, well, you don't see trains anymore in advertising and movies. I'm like, well, you really got to get out there and look, because actually there's a lot going on. And I was talking to Mike from Lionel, and the hobby is growing. People always say, oh, it's dying, it's going away. And I think if you really get into it and look at it, it is growing. We need to target more on some of the younger folks and bring them into the fold. But I think Lionel's doing a good job of marketing to the hobbyists and to the traditional young kid that needs a toy. And remember, you're up against PS5 and video games and all this stuff, so you really got to get into what they like and offer a product for less money than they pay for those video games that still can give them hours of fun. And I think they're doing that.
I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please take a moment to like and subscribe. For more information about the Lionel Collectors Club, go to lionelcollectors.org. And as always, thanks for watching.